Hello and welcome to this B1 Intermediate Lesson 52 with me, Kate. Today we will be looking at the past perfect. First, I want you to listen and repeat. Jokes, jokes. Second hand, second hand. Mean, mean. Okay, I want you to have a look at this picture here. I'm going to read 3 jokes. Which one goes with this picture? Let's read the first one. The boss of a company called one of his employees into his office. The young man, who had only worked for the company for a few weeks, sat down nervously. When you started working here a month ago, your salary was $50,000, said the boss. 2 weeks later, I doubled your salary to $100,000. Now I'm going to pay you $250,000 a year. What do you say to that? Thanks, Dad, said the young man. Is that the story that goes with this picture? Let's read the next one. The American comedian Jack Benny was famous for being mean. One day he'd been to the bank and he was on his way home when a robber appeared and pointed a gun at him. Your money or your life, hissed the robber. There was a long silence. What's the matter with you? Said the robber. I said your money or your life. I'm thinking, said the old man. Is this the story that goes with this picture? Let's read the last story to check. Someone asked a millionaire how he had become so rich. As a young man, I was very poor, he said. I spent my last $100 on an old second-hand car. I spent the next week cleaning and repairing it. Then I sold the car for $200. With the $200, I bought 2 second-hand cars. I spent the next 2 weeks cleaning and repairing them. Then I sold them for $400. It wasn't much, but I had made a profit of $200. What then? My wife's father died and left me $10 million, he replied. Okay, so which story, the first, second, or third, accompanies our picture? Quite right. It's the second one, about the American comedian Jack Benny. In all of these stories, we have seen examples of the past perfect. The past perfect, the sequencing of 2 past actions. For example, she left, he arrived. This is now. So the concept. The past perfect is used to talk about 2 actions in the past and to make clear the sequence of events. It shows that one action happened before the other. For example, she had left when he arrived. So are we talking about the past in this sentence? Yes. How many actions are there in the past? 2. Did both actions happen at the same time? No. So did one action happen before the other? Yes. Which action happened first? She left, then he arrived. So she had left when he arrived. We form the past perfect with had plus the past participle. Now, regular past participles simply end in ed, but many verbs have an irregular past participle which must be learnt. You can find a sheet with all of those on our website. For example, the positive form, they'd finished. Negative, they hadn't finished. Question form, had they finished? We often use the past perfect with because to explain a past situation. So, Patrick felt ill because he'd eaten so much. So, the action that happened first was he'd eaten so much, then he felt ill. Patrick felt ill because he'd eaten so much. Okay, so let's look at the sentence below from our story. He had been to the bank and he was on his way home. So which verb is in the past simple? Which is in the past perfect? He had been to the bank and he was on his way home. Which verb is in the past simple? He was. And which is in the past perfect? He had been. Which action happened first? Going to the bank or going home? Going to the bank. He had been to the bank and he was on his way home. Back to our stories again. Have a read. If you need to, pause the video. Can you find any other examples of the past perfect in these stories? Okay, let's see how you got on. Who had only worked for the company for a few weeks. One day he had been to the bank. How he had become so rich, I had made a profit. Okay, well done. Before you go, can you write 2 sentences in the comments using the past perfect and past simple? For example, I had finished my homework when my friend called. What had you done before something else happened? I'll look forward to reading them. Please don't forget to subscribe and show your support. And coming next in lesson 53, we will be looking at past time words. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.